Thanks, Damian. WUFT Sports' Stephanie Jones joins us now with a preview of what's going on in the sports world.
Thanks, Bailey. Gator basketball was in Knoxville last night, but the outcome wasn't so sweet for Florida. We'll have all that and more coming up next. Welcome back. I'm Stephanie Jones coming at you with the latest in sports. Florida softball is on the road again tonight, heading down south to Tampa to face USF. The Gators, seen here in their last home match against Charleston Southern, just got back from an exciting tournament run in Palm Springs, dropping just one game to Mizzou in extra innings. The game tonight is the first of 6 games this week for the Orange and Blue, and head coach Tim Walton says his 16-1 Gators are still just excited to play each game.
Overall, I think it's just the excitement and energy level. I think that's one thing that this team has been able to sustain through the first 3 weeks of play is that they like to play. It hasn't been a job for them yet, and I think that's the thing as a staff that we got to try to keep in our minds.
Tonight's opening pitch in Tampa is set for 6 p.m. Florida basketball lost a third road game in as many weeks last night in Knoxville. The Gators' seriously thin roster struggled, shooting only about 40% from the floor. Will Uget and Michael Frazier II were both out with injuries, and Casey Prather left the game early after getting cut in the face. Mike Rosario's alley-oop to Patrick Young was one of the few bright spots for the Gators, while Tennessee's Jordan McRae was unstoppable, dropping 27 points and cementing Tennessee's 64-58 victory. The Gators are barely holding on to the lead in the SEC. Alabama is only 1 game behind Florida, and they roll into Gainesville this Saturday. Staying in the SEC, the Arkansas Razorbacks, after a loss to the Gators, take on the LSU Tigers tonight. And the Mississippi State Bulldogs travel to Kentucky to face the Wildcats. Both games tip off at 8. Later at 9, the Georgia Bulldogs face the Commodores in Nashville, and Texas A&M heads to the Coliseum to play Ole Miss in Oxford. Florida baseball lost again last night for the 5th time this season at McKethan Stadium. The Gators tied the game in the 9th with a pair of runs leading to extra innings. But Florida once again couldn't close out as the Ospreys won 7-6. Error upon error proved costly as Florida allowed 3 runs in the 3rd inning. The Gators tied it up in the 4th, the 6th, and the 9th before losing. Head coach Kevin O'Sullivan says his team needs to work harder.
I'm just a little disappointed. I mean, this is not a time to panic or, start pointing fingers. We just got to play better. We just have not played, to win. It's like we're playing back on our heels a little bit, and that's what's disappointing.
Florida hosts Miami this weekend with the series opening up on Friday night. In high school basketball, Gainesville High School is hitting the road tomorrow for the Class 6A state semifinals. They will face the defending state champions, the Norland Vikings, in Miami. The Hurricanes are coming off a 56-55 upset win over number 1 Orlando Edgewater. GHS head coach Kelly Beckham says height is going to be their biggest problem against Norland.
Obviously they've been there. They know what it's like because there's a defending state champ. But they got 4 or 5 guys, 6, 7 or bigger. So, that's going to be our biggest task.
And Stephanie, there was a pretty big trade in the NFL today, right?
That's right, Mark. Alex Smith was traded from the San Francisco 49ers to the Kansas City Chiefs today. Many of you may remember him as the quarterback who had a concussion and Colin Kaepernick took over for him, and then the 49ers made it all the way to the Super Bowl. So we'll see how he does in Kansas City.
Well, thanks for joining us, Stephanie. And we'll have more news after the break, so stay with us.